What's up, guys? It's Ben. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I planted these 4 tomato plants and how I set up this trellising system. You can kind of see up there. It's called lower and lean trellising system. That's how they grow tomatoes in commercial greenhouses. It's a very efficient, very effective way of trellising your tomatoes, even in your backyard. So let's go ahead and take a look at it, and I'll show you how it's done. All right, here's the location where I'm going to be setting up the lower and lean tomato system. So we got the 4 pots right there. And we're going to be doing the trellising running parallel with this coffee shade house right here. So it's going to be going from that fence to a bar that I'll install right here. So they're going to be grown up in vertical orientation right here on the south side of the shade house. So one of the first things I need to do is mount an aluminum angle bracket to this beam right here coming off of a pergola. What that's going to do is extend an arm out from there, and that'll give me something to attach my trellising line to. So the trellising is all done. It's right up there. 2 lines that we're going to hook the lower and lean tomato trellising system to. Can't see it. Trust me, it's there. And now the next step is going to be planting our 4 different little seedling transplants that we got right here. And we're going to be planting them into 25-liter pots. And within the pots, we have a soilless substrate. So what this is, it's made up of about 1/3 coconut coir, 1/3 peat moss, and 1/3 perlite. So what that does is it gives us a good blend, good porosity. You're going to get a lot of oxygen in there because of the perlite. You get the organic matter, the good cation exchange capacity with the peat moss, and the moisture holding capacity. Now this is chemically inert, so I can dial in the feed however I see fit for whatever crop that I'm growing. So in this case, it's tomatoes. I can dial in nutritional requirements exactly as the plants need them throughout the growing cycle. So when they're vegetative, I can push a more vegetative feed mix. And when they start producing fruit, when they go generative, I can adjust the feeding regimen to cater to its more fruiting generative growth needs. So, what's up, Zuma? Zuma, you trying to be famous? Get in on the video. Um, so yeah, that's about it. So next step is gonna be getting these babies in the substrate. Let's do it. All right, so I already got the first 3 filled up there, but what I'm gonna do is fill up this last one so you guys can see it's a pretty simple, basic process of filling up a bucket with what looks like dirt. You take the substrate. It's already pretty moist. Keep it nice and moist. So it's ready to go when I'm ready to plant. We're just going to take it, make sure it's broken up. Sometimes it comes in some big chunks, and sometimes it's dehydrated. So in that case, you got to hydrate it with some water before you plant into it. So the roots are free to start exploring once they hit that. If they hit some dry media, you get some desiccation on your roots there. All right, now these pots have been sitting out with the media for a couple days, these ones that I already had filled. So what I'm going to do is just hit them with a little fertility water just to cool down and wet the substrate that I'm going to be planting these plants into. And I'll give the plants a little shot too. All right, when you're planting these tomatoes, what I like to do is take them out of here. And you can break off these lower branches here, and then you can plant them up that stem. What's going to happen when you do that is that you're going to start rooting all the way down that stem. So you get a lot stronger root system down the road. So provide a little more support, better growth from the plant. There we go. And I'll take this. This is the big rainbow heirloom tomato. Stick that right there in the back so I know which one it is. That's that. Let's do the rest. The last step here is to hook these guys up to the drip irrigation line. So what I'm going to be using is a pressure compensating dripper with a drip stake. So I have this line that's running to all my potted plants that I have on the patio. And as the seasons change, the water demand from all the plants is going to change. So I'll adjust the irrigation frequency and duration, the amount of time during each watering event, and then the amount of time in between each watering event. So I have that tool to my disposal, as well as the flow rate coming out of each one of these. So now since I'm growing multiple plants, I have tomatoes, I have fruit trees, avocado, peaches, they're all going to have different water requirements. And that's going to be also dependent on the type of media that they're growing in, as well as the size of the pot that they're growing in. The larger it is, the more moisture holding capacity it has, the longer in between irrigation events technically you can go. So with this one, what I'm going to start out with is a 1.1 liter per hour dripper. So that means if this runs for 1 hour continuously, you're going to get total volume of water out of it will be 1.1 liters. So that's relatively small. It's a pretty low flow rate. And then as the plant progresses, as it gets bigger, I can put it on a higher flow rate because I'm kind of compromising right now between all of the plants that I have in my backyard. So the time, the frequency, and duration, I'm pretty much leaving the same. So I'm going to dial in these smaller plants so they're not completely soaked all the time and overwatered, is by utilizing one dripper with a relatively low flow rate. So keeping on that same program, and as this plant grows, if I want to give it more water during each event, I could add a second one of these, or perhaps I could take this out and I could add a higher flow rate capacity dripper in there as well. So that way it's just kind of watching the plant, listening to what it tells you, and adjusting it accordingly. So pretty simple to install these. Let's take a little dripper. These are all plugs, so I've changed things around quite a few times in my backyard, but it's super simple. You just take this puncher here, stick it, punch it in there. Squirted the dog. It's got a little one-way barb on it, so you push it in, hear a little click, that's it, and it's locked in. I'm gonna move the plant back, stick it real close right next to the plant, so those roots are getting the water during each irrigation event, and that's it, we're done. See that to the rest of them. So there it is, we're all done, everything's planted up. Got the 4 varieties in their pot, in their substrate. They're all tied into the drip irrigation. Zuma is just really wanting to get in the shot again. And on top of that, we got all the trellising done. Let's go over here and kind of take a look down the lines. So we got the 2 lines, one going away from us, and then one coming this way. That's how we're going to do the lower and lean tomato trellising. The 4 spools of string so we can adjust the height of each individual plant. Obviously, these guys are too small right now to be utilizing that, but we'll give them a few weeks, maybe 3-4 weeks, I figure, and then we can start tying one of these strings to them and start trellising them up. But that's it. We can go from left to right here on the 4 different varieties that I got. So I have 3 heirlooms and 1 hybrid. So this is the Brandywine pink tomato, and this guy, number 1. Move on to number 2. We have the black Krim heirloom variety. It's a pretty cool looking one. I believe this is the 1 hybrid. Yeah, this is the Burpees Super Steak hybrid. It's supposed to be kind of a variation of their Steakhouse hybrid, I believe. Supposed to be one of the biggest, best tasting hybrids there is, so put that to the test. We'll see if that's true. And then the 4th one here, this is back to another heirloom. This is the Big Rainbow. So we'll see how this Big Rainbow does. All right, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm going to definitely be posting some progress videos on these plants as they start growing, as we tie in all the trellising system to them, and just throughout the whole growth process. So keep a lookout for those. Make sure you subscribe so you can see all those videos when they come out. Till then, see you guys in the next one.